Hello and good morning. I am going live today to talk with Anita. She is with Explore Pilates and we're going to talk about routines. So now I'm going to see if I can request that she joins us. Okay, I'm sending a request. She will be here shortly. And we wanted to talk about routines because it's here for those of you that are heading back to school, whether you're teaching, whether your kids are going back to school. Summer is ending and our seasons have transitioned from summer to fall. Some places more so than others. It is still wickedly hot in Texas. So I look forward to cooler weather soon, but it's still a ways away for me. But yeah, so we're waiting just a few minutes for Anita to hop on. But one of the reasons why I want to talk about routines is because it's really helped myself have a solid practice with Pilates, but then also with the things that really matter to me, such as meditation. We kind of already have routines set in place. Depending on what time we go to bed, when we go to work, you know, what time we eat dinner, if you have pets, what time you feed them. So let's see what's going on here. Let me try inviting Anita again. See if technology will be on our side.
Hello.
Yeah. Excellent. How's it going, Anita?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy that we got to get in touch today to talk about routines. So
Yeah. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling better. I'm trying to get back into a routine before we have to travel again. So I did do Pilates today, which is awesome. So,
awesome. Me too.
took it a little easy, you know. So after feeling sick a few days ago, it's like I'm like, okay, that was enough. That was like it's good to move, but like know when to rest and when to take a break.
Yeah, honor your body.
Exactly. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about routines, especially like some of the benefits that we get from having a routine. Because you and I spoke off Instagram, and you had mentioned about, to me specifically, making sure that I'm following a routine. Because I know for me, with having a flexible schedule, sometimes I'm just like, oh, well, I have all this time. I can do it whenever. But like that structure actually does have a purpose. So what have you found to be a benefit of having a routine in place?
For me, it was a couple of things came up during pandemic times. I never was wondering what day of the week it was. And I think that helped me keep my sanity about. And I always knew what day it was because there was some kind of Pilates offering happening. Mm-hmm. And I would even if nobody signed up, it was on my schedule. And I shouldn't say it, even if nobody signed up, because you have variables, right? Sometimes, some days all the classes are filled, other days, you know, they can't make it. Mm-hmm. So there is that variety, but I knew like, oh, this is the day that I would be teaching this or that, you know, so that helped. And another thing that I discovered during pandemic times was that I'm a chronic night owl. All my life, I've always been a night person.
Yeah.
And I discovered the psychological benefits of waking up early in the morning. It was a real shock to the system, and it was kind of a shock to my whole identity, you know, like to get through life that long and then realize, no, actually, it really is good for me to get up early in the morning. And then I had to find a balance. You know, it is kind of shocking to my system to do it every single day. I can't say that I'm super productive because it goes against my grain. Yeah. So I figured out, well, you know, I'm going to remove this notification. It doesn't have to be every single day. It just has to have a certain rhythm. And so my happy medium is maybe 2 times a week. Teaching gets me up early. So that's been a really neat thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've certainly found that for me, one of the hard parts was, it was actually like we're coming into fall, but going into winter was in the winter months, just not having the sun rise as early. And so then I would try to force myself to like get up, but then like my body would naturally be like, no, let's sleep a little longer. And so it's like, that's like another time to like maybe adjust the routine a little bit. Like maybe you go to bed a little bit later and then you get up a little bit later. So then you still get that nice circadian rhythm that you might enjoy better. But yeah, so I completely agree with what you said about you'll know what day it is based on what you have going on. And even if it's like just like a simple thing like, hey, this day I'm gonna like chat virtually with this person, this day I'm gonna do Pilates, this day I have like my kids doing this activity, this day I have like knitting with my friends. Like you have that like structure so that you're still like, okay, I remember what day it is, I get up, I have something to look forward to also.
Yes. Yeah.
So yesterday I talked about in one of my posts that, you know, a lot of times people are like, oh, how often should I practice Pilates? You know, when should I do it? And so like, I think that's key to discussing routines is knowing like when you have time in your schedule to add in the extra things that you want to do. So like, do you have any specific tips on when to start adding things when you might feel like you don't have enough time?
Yeah, the two ideas that I always, like, my mind always goes off in two directions. So first thing that comes to mind is small habits. You know, like you want to add it in so it's easy to incorporate. It might even just be 5 exercises. And if it doesn't matter if you go to class once a week or 3 times a week, it's good to have those 5 exercises that on the days that you don't go into class or you don't have instruction, and so that you're cultivating your own practice and your own your independence. You're owning the exercises, and it just has to be 5. It doesn't always have to be the same 5. And the second tip that I would have is, you know, I think it has to do with plateaus. Sometimes we hit a plateau. It's like, that 3 times is not cutting it anymore. So maybe that means that you have to kind of look at what am I doing? You know, is Pilates the only thing that I'm doing? And do I need to add in daily walks? Again, a small habit. It might just be like a 10-minute walk, and adding or making it like your, you have to mix it up, I think. And I think also the Pilates, you want to look at what kind of Pilates you're doing. Are you doing the same kind of Pilates 3 times a week? Perhaps, you know, because Pilates is a wide range. It can be a very advanced movement. It can be very demanding. It can be really rigorous. It can be like, you know, you're 5 minutes into it and you're already sweating buckets. Or, you know, it can be the mindful movement type where you are really, you know, like really taking the time to get the concept. So perhaps that, you know, sometimes you need to add an hour. If you're doing 3 really rigorous movements, maybe your body needs that rest and restoration. So you need to take a mindful moment, whether it's taking a class, working with a teacher, or finding that on your own, exploring, you know, carving out, let's say 45 minutes where you say, I'm just going to explore the kind of movement that my body needs today. And that's how you build in that variations, you know, the variety of movement within your Pilates practice. So I don't think I answered your question at all, because everybody's going to be, every individual body will be different, and it needs something different to get out of that plateau of like, this isn't working as well as I would like it to.
No, you did answer. So you answered it in the way that, number one, if you're going to add in Pilates, like a practice to your routine, start out small. So start out with like 5 exercises, you know, go from there. See what's Number 2, you said to add it in based on like when you were already doing something. So, because that's what I love is like, if you already have a morning routine that you know, like you get up, say you brush your teeth, you you make breakfast, you pack your lunch, whatever. So then you take that routine right there and you're like, okay, when can I add it in? Do I do it like right when I get up? Do I do it in between those steps? And then you just add in like an extra like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you know? And then on top of that too, like you said, also like walking, like that's a great thing. Cause I would say that both of our followers have a lot of walkers, and it's great because it's so easy to do. You just get up and walk outside. So that's another opportunity to do Pilates before or after. Like you're already have your clothes on, you're already in that mindset that you're going to move your body, and then all you got to do is just add in minutes before or after. Like
oh, you know, I thought of you yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel like working, you know, I didn't feel like working out. And full disclosure. And so I thought, well, I want to do something, and I started tap dancing lessons. So I just practiced my tap. You know, I practiced my maxi forward. It was maybe altogether no more than 10 minutes, but it's got the, what is it? The hop, the jump, the shuffle, the knock. It's got all that stuff where you're actually working, you know, we could break it down to what muscles you're working and what movements you're working, but it was 10 minutes where I just moved. I was on my feet and practicing this, and, you know, let's not forget the mind-body connection as well. It was good for my brain to figure out why I couldn't do the maxi forward starting on my left foot, you know? So it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be the full workout. It can be 10 minutes of movement. It can be, you know, and you could maybe, then I was more motivated to do a workout later on. And scheduling them with another person is really useful, so that you have, you know, an excuse to chat, and then you get to move, and you like hit all, you know, you hit all the points there. You know, you have fun, you move together, you get your exercise, you can check it off your list, and you know, go about your day with a smile on your face.
Exactly. Well, and then you just brought up another great point too, is the fact of scheduling it. So like, if you pick a time that you know you're gonna do it, and you have it, say, on your calendar, or like whenever I was doing Pilates and I was working a regular 9-to-5 job, like I had to literally be like, okay, I either pack my clothes with me and I change before I leave work, or I have to change like right when I get home and then go hit the Pilates studio and do.
Right. Yeah.
It's a little bit different now because we can do it online, but you still have to have it scheduled. And then, like you said too earlier, is that if you already have say you're already doing Pilates with an instructor or a class on Tuesdays, well, pick Thursdays to do your practice, because like you have a break between. We're very good with like Tuesdays and Thursdays, or say Mondays and Wednesdays. Like those are good pillars that we can stick to and that we can be consistent with.
Yeah.
So,
and while you were saying that, it comes to my mind also that like that's a way to take ownership. Like just because you're taking the class, you still have to evaluate. Like, you know, it's not a one size fits all kind of solution. So there's a lot of personal ownership, independence, responsibility, and you know, is it going to work? Is this the rhythm? And we also all have changing schedules and changing needs. So you might say, like, you might start the month saying, I'm going to do Pilates every single day. So in 1 month, I will have clocked it, you know, logged in 30 workouts. And your body in week 2 might say, I need a day off.
Yeah.
I need a day off. I need to just rest. I need to just do my, you know, for moms, I need to grocery shop. I need to cook for that dinner. I need to, you know, make sure my family has healthy food for the whole week, you know, moms and dads, because it's not always just moms cooking.
Yeah.
But, or I need to have time off to do all my errands, X, Y, and Z, you know, that I haven't been able to get to because I'm trying to live my life here. So I think that you have, or you might get ill, like, you know, so you have to kind of take that, factor in the rain days and be flexible. It's kind of like scheduling your workout life is a mental workout in itself. Like, you want to just keep going with the flow, keep moving with what you need, but keep things moving.
Yeah. It is totally a mental thing. There have been times that I've literally put something on the calendar and I'm like, okay, like in 2 hours from now, I'm going to do this. And like, literally when that time comes, I kid you not, Anita, I am like, oh, hey, isn't it time to go do that? And it's just like, I'm like, how did that happen? But it works. Like, you're just like,
Right.
It's no longer, what I would say is like, it's no longer at the front of your mind. Like, you know, if you go to bed, you got all this stuff at the front of your head that you're thinking about, especially like what, maybe it's what you didn't do or what needs to be done.
Right.
Like, last night I texted bed. I'm like, I need you to run the dishwasher. Don't forget. Like, you know, the front of the mind. Like, but then when it's scheduled, I swear it goes somewhere in the back of your mind so that way, whenever the time comes, then it, like the switch comes on. But otherwise, like, it'll just stay there. I swear, like it'll stay
right. Yeah.
And you won't be able to get other stuff done, or you'll, like for me, I'll feel scatterbrained. So then I'll be like doing one thing and then I'll walk into another room and then I'll be like, wait, what was I doing?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
So it really does help to like kind of get a little bit more structure. Granted, like I used to be like very regimental, and then when I started doing Pilates, it kind of helped take away some of it. And then so I would say now, like I kind of look at it from like a distance, and I'm like, okay, what's working, what's not working, just like you said. Where like, and even with having been sick, like restarting routines, like it kind of helps you take a backseat perspective to say like, hey, what's working, what's not working, what do I want to change? Because like you said, we're not necessarily going to follow that each month, because sometimes it will work and sometimes it won't work. And I think give ourselves the opportunity to say like, hey, I'm going to make a change. It's okay to make this change. Like maybe I'll take this class instead of the other class, or maybe I'll switch from an evening session to a morning session. Like those are okay to do.
Yeah.
But have you ever tried to do one of your routines in reverse? So like where you normally do something in the morning, do it in the evening.
Oh, that's my life. It's never, I mean, it's like, I got on a night schedule because, so I'm not one of those, this is the way it's going to be. And this is, we were both, we talked about this in crochet, right? When we were doing, we did a crochet live, and you were like, you follow the pattern. I'm like, oh, I've been crocheting all my life. I don't know how to read a pattern to save my life. And all the things that I crochet, they do follow a pattern, but it's free form. I don't have that blanket here. But yeah, so I fell off of, just because of things that were going on in our life, I just kind of fell off the workout wagon. And I was like, I want to get back into working out, but I could only find time in the evening. And I was like, I'm going to go with that. So I did a few evening workouts, and I loved it because I was like, oh, this is wonderful. One of the workouts was a little bit intense, though, and I actually was not able to get back on my feet for a few days. And I was like, if I work out, I'm going to hurt myself. So, and I actually ended up taking a couple days vacation last week. It was when my daughter went back to school, after we had taken a trip to Canada. So that was just it was exhausting, all of that. Not the trip, but the physical endurance of the traveling, and the physical endurance of the emotions too. Like you have to be strong to handle all those emotions of COVID reunion, post-COVID reunions. Not even accurate to say post-COVID, but so I did that. Then I realized I need to take a vacation. Then I realized I want to work out during daylight hours. I don't want to work out when it's nighttime. So that's kind of where I've been, and I've been looking. There's no steady workout time, but I plug it in where I can. And that's like a small routine. I'm not thinking about what time I'm going to do it. I'm thinking about, make sure you get it in, and let's do it now. If it doesn't happen now, we'll do it another time. If it doesn't happen then, I have to carve it in stone, because I have my limits. I don't want to go too long without the workouts, even if though, you know, I'm talking about letting it ebb and flow a little bit, but I know that I get into the danger zone if I go for a whole week and without anything in between. So, you know, it's got to get done.
Yeah, no, that makes excellent sense, because it reminds me of, like, there was a time where I myself was like, okay, like, I was like, it was in the morning and I'm like, oh, I have like all this stuff that I need to get done. And then I was like, wait, I was like, what is like top priority? And so like Pilates and movement, and whether it's Pilates or like walking outside, is like 100% top priority. And like you said, if you're like, okay, I have this time to do it, and say you can't do it then, and then you're like, I have this time to do it, and then it starts like dwindling down, then you're like, if I don't do it now, it's not gonna happen. And so like that's I had that moment, and I was like, okay, I need to do my movement. I need to, you know, get outside or be inside and work out. And I'm like, if that's what's priority, I need to do it right now. Like I had the time. I didn't have the time. Then it's like once it's up, it's like you have to seize it. Otherwise, it just slips out of your hands.
Yeah, and you can spend. I mean, it's you don't want to get into beating yourself up all day about like you don't want to be like nagging yourself to do it, because then by the time you do it, it's like, oh, what a drag. And then on the other hand, if you don't do it, you don't want to, you know, it shouldn't be punishment the next time you do it. So that's also where it's handy to be like, okay, let's pull out that 5-minute card, you know, just the ab series, 5 reps even. You don't have to follow the rules, but get something in so that it's not, when you do your full workout, you're still, you still have something going on in your body. So, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I completely agree. I've actually, I've told the same thing to my clients. Like, if you just have 5 to 10 minutes, just do that. You don't have to go through everything that we work on together. It just needs to be a little bit, and like you will continue to make progress as you do it. So, yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to end our conversation today, because I think a lot of times we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be like, no, we have to get like this amount in. And it's like,
no.
5 to 10 minutes. If anything, it's going to help you keep moving the rest of the day. So you'll keep, your body will stay in motion. So then you'll get all the benefits anyways. It just won't be like, say, 30 minutes of Pilates. It'll be all of the stuff that you're doing, and you're doing it better.
I agree.
All right. Well, thank you, Anita. It was so fun to talk to you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. It's been a while.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.